Welcome back, boys and girls. Today we're going to go into grade 4, lesson 8.3, multiply a fraction by a whole number using models. We know that models are significant to our learning because they help us to visualize what it is that we are about to do. So let's get started with a word problem. Raphael practices the violin for 3/4 of an hour each day. He has a recital in 3 days. How much time will he practice in the next 3 days? I want to go back and underline the information that I think I'm going to need to use. So let's go back. Raphael practices the violin for 3/4 hours of an hour each day. So I'm going to underline that. He has a recital in 3 days. So I'm going to underline in 3 days. What I want to know is how much time will he practice in those 3 days? That's important. So let's see if we can't create a model. All right, boys and girls, as you can see, I've had just a little help to do this. Here's our model. I have 3 circles representing those 3 days. And in each of my circles, I have 1/4 or quarter pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my first circle, which represents my day 1, and I'm going to go ahead and shade in 1, 2, 3 of the 1/4 pieces. So if I call on my first day, I have one group of 3/4. So one group of 3/4 has how many shaded pieces? You're right, 3/4. I'm going to go on to day 2. On day 2, he practices for 1, 2, 3/4 of an hour. So in my second day, which represents my second group, if I look at day 1 and day 2, my 2 groups of 3/4 equals, you're right, there are 6 of 6/4 that are shaded. Let's go on to our third circle, which is our third group or our third day. On the third day, Raphael practices 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 of an hour. So now I have 3 days or 3 groups of 3/4. Let's go back. 3 groups of 3/4 equals how many shaded in pieces? You're right, 9. And those shaded pieces are fourths. So I can look at the multiplication problem that I've set up by this model. 3, which is my whole number, times 3/4, which is my fraction, equals 9/4. Now, 9/4, as we know, is a fraction greater than 1. So I need to look at how many hours Raphael will practice. 9/4 actually equals 2 and 1/4 hours. So Raphael will practice 2 and 1/4 hours in all. 9/4 is the same as 2 and 1/4. Okay, any questions? Let's move right on. All right, boys and girls, here's my model. I'm going to use a bar model. So here I have 2 bars. So I have the number 2 is my whole number. And I'm going to multiply my 2 bars times, and I'm going to go ahead and shade in 1/6 in each one. So 2 times 1/6. So here I'm going to shade in 1/6 in my first bar and 1/6 in my second bar. So I have 2 times 1/6 equals, you're right, I have 2 shaded in 1/6 in each bar. So 2 bars times 1/6 shaded in each bar actually is 2/6. So I've taken my whole number and I've multiplied the numerator of my fraction, and of course the denominator stays the same. Good job. Let's try it again. All right, boys and girls, here's my second model. Once again, I have 2 bars. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in 2/6 in each bar. Okay, So now my fraction is 2 times 2/6. So if I look at this, I have 2 bars and I have 2/6 shaded in each bar. So the whole number 2 times the numerator 2 equals 4, and the size of the pieces are sixths. So the whole number 2 times 2/6 is the same as 4/6. All right, we're going to try it again. Let's take a look. Here is my third model. Once again, I'm going to be using the same 2 bars cut into 1/6 pieces, and this time what I'm going to do, boys and girls, is I'm going to shade in 3/6 in each bar. 3/6 in the top bar and 3/6 in the bottom bar. So this time my fraction, my multiplication sentence is 2 times 3/6. So 2 times 3/6, boys and girls, is the same as, you're right, 6/6. Excellent job. One more time. Here's my last bar model. I have the same size bars. The same size bars are cut into the same size 1/6 pieces. This time in each bar there are 4/6 pieces that are, in fact, shaded. So 2 times 4/6, boys and girls, equals, you're absolutely right, 8/6. And in this situation, boys and girls, we've been able to use the bar models to help us visualize exactly what multiplying our whole number times our fraction will look like. Let's move on. When we multiply a fraction by a whole number, the numerator is the product of the whole number and the numerator of the fraction. The denominator in the product is the same as the denominator of the fraction that we are multiplying. Let's move on. Let's see if we can do this by using an equation. Now I have the whole number 2 times the fraction 7/12. 2 times 7/12 equals, yes, you're right. I multiply the whole number 2 times the numerator 7 to get 14. And of course my denominator stays the same, 12ths. So 2 times 7/12 equals 14/12. And yes, I know that is a fraction greater than 1 whole, but we'll come back and we'll convert that a little bit later. Right now I'm more concerned that we understand how to multiply the whole number times the fraction and make sure we get our pieces together, numerator over denominator, correctly placed. Let's try it again. Let's try 3 times 4/5. You're right, 3 times 4 equals 12, and 12 is my numerator. My denominator is, yes, fifths. Once again, my answer is a fraction greater than 1 whole. We'll go ahead and convert these later, but right now we want to concentrate on how to multiply a whole number times a fraction. Let me try one more for you. Let's see if you can come up with the whole number. If I have blank times 2/3, and my answer is 12/3, what is the whole number that I am multiplying my fraction by? You're absolutely right, boys and girls. 6, because I know 6 times 2 equals 12. Excellent job. I'm going to go ahead and give you some practice problems now for you to work on. For your practice problems tonight, I'm going to ask you to do 3 separate things. Number 1, I'm going to ask you to draw a bar model to represent the following problem. 3 times 2/3 equals. In number 2, I'm going to ask you to solve the multiplication problem or equation. 6 times 3/8 equals. And in our third problem, practice problem tonight, what I'd like you to do is solve for the missing number. So 5 times some number over 4 equals 10/4. What is the missing number? See if you can solve. All right. See you in the morning.